Would you like to be a part of the podcast?
Is this your...
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going, man?
Good. And you?
Good. Just got home. We fed our cat. She's going crazy. She had like 3 pieces of rice and she is going mental. She's running around. And we read that apparently when they eat some extra carbs from rice, which is apparently also safe for them, they they go nuts. And yeah, she's going nuts.
Can you feed her like some sugar or some other stuff as well, and it will be same kind of...
No, for cats, pretty much everything is toxic. Like even if you feed them rice, you have to be sure that there is no salt, no spices, no dressing or anything like that.
Just regular white rice or brown rice? Anything special?
I think as long as it's just rice without anything added to it. Sorry, I'm just trying to get. Okay, she's gone. I was trying to show you, but she ran away.
Oh no, let's see the cat. It's actually interesting.
I'll see. She's running now. I'll see if I can catch her later. So yeah, pretty much everything is toxic for them. So you have to be careful.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the same for people as well now. Like there are a lot of...
What do you mean?
Well, I mean...
Everything is toxic for people?
What?
Everything is toxic for people?
Yeah, taxes are toxic for people, work is toxic, and I don't know what else is toxic. Everything.
Why do you think work and taxes are toxic? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, because no one wants to pay it and no one want to work. Everyone kind of...
What do you think no one? What do you think no one wants to? I mean, don't you think that if you know where your taxes are going and you can appreciate the situation and you want to contribute to the society and like to appreciate all the things that you have right now, like part of the reason why you have these things is because you pay taxes, right? Like,
that's true.
I mean, we all want to pay less taxes, right? But we don't really know what's gonna happen if we pay less taxes. Probably gonna be worse.
Well, probably what they will do, they will close some kind of services first, and then, like kind of the now situation, because right now with all that coronavirus stuff, we kind of pay less taxes in the big picture and in the big screen. So like a lot of people might be happy.
It's crazy. Well, yeah, and you see, like people do pay less taxes and they have less things to do, and they start complaining. And we saw a riot. Well, not a riot. The first parade. They were the protest. They were trying to let everyone know that they're idiots and they believe fake news and they should enjoy their prisons, meaning their homes, because they don't go out. And,
yeah, a couple of days ago, that happened when
it was crazy. Like what was the most like? Well, I knew that this is how it looks, what it looks like, but I've never seen it in person. What was kind of fascinating in a way was
aggressive,
how
right?
how aggressive they were and how mean and angry and everything. Like they would, like, imagine, we were just talking about it before when like imagine if we switch spots, right? So like when we saw it, when was it, Sunday or something like that?
Yeah,
Sunday, we saw all this aggression and people were saying like completely crazy mean things to each other and calling each other's names and throwing eggs at each other. Well, not at each other, like some eggs were thrown at the protesters, right?
Yeah.
Like imagine you switch spots with them. Like today you are the guy throwing eggs at people, and the next day it's gonna be you protesting or like parading for or against something, and it just shows you. It should show you. We can switch spots at any time. And you like, there's no fucking way you have to do this.
Well, yeah, also, I mean, like we are in Canada and a lot of the places in the world, like you actually don't have this opportunity to even protest. If you think about this globally, like some countries you don't even, like Venezuela or some other places, maybe even
Mhm,
China, Russia, or
mhm.
some African countries where you can just get food, you know.
Yeah, it shows you how everything, like things like this typically, like, always happen only in countries where everything is like stable and good.
Yeah, yeah.
People just get bored because they have no real problems to solve. Well, I mean, like, some people, of course, do have some problems, that some serious problems, whether it be like financial, health, or whatever. But like, I guess majority of people, they live really good, especially comparing to the rest of the world. Like like just look at Vancouver, right? Like, our transit system is really good, so you can, like, even if you don't have a car, you can just get on the bus, and yeah, it's kind of inconvenient, but you can go places. uh, what else is good? Like, healthcare um, is, I mean, taken care of. It's not ideal, but it's pretty good for what it is,
Yeah.
I think. Like, lots of these things that people get in developed countries, they're just well taken care of, and they have so much of this mental energy, or that wasn't spent. So like, they're trying to find problems, and they're trying to, you
That's
know
that's actually super good reasoning because life is so kind of already settled for a lot of people, and they just,
yeah,
yeah, you're right.
what they should do. They should do jujitsu.
George, exactly. Yeah, it's
Well, or like, or anything that is really physically demanding. Because,
any
like,
sport,
when you're involved in this physical activity, you don't really, like, your mind gets clear, and you don't have, this drive to find something to be upset about.
that's true. So, and you are originally, where are you originally from? Let's talk this way about a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
about,
for your listeners that
yeah, for the
obviously don't
listeners.
don't know don't know who the hell I am.
Let's
Um,
actually, you know what? We should have started from this. I can then, do it properly on the.
nah, I know. I think if you just leave it the way it is,
Okay,
it's
we'll
it's
make
maybe it will be even more interesting.
yeah.
Just because, like, that's the cool thing that I appreciate about this type of,
Because it's
content.
free
That
format, right?
it's free flowing, it's free format, and we just talk about things, and it's not really for someone. It's just for us, and if somebody else will find it interesting or entertaining or whatnot, that's cool. It's good. But yeah, I'm George, for your listeners, and I'm your friend. We've been friends for how many years? Well, not real friends. Like, we became friends a couple of months ago, right?
Not
But we've,
really.
we've
You
known each
were,
other for we've known each other for quite some time.
yeah.
I'm kidding. And I am originally from Kazakhstan, a city called Almaty. It's in Central Asia, and
I'm wonder I wonder how many percent of people in Canada and States they know what the Kazakhstan is, because like there've been a lot of knowledge from Borat actually
yeah, yeah.
about this
Well,
country,
it's
right?
actually it's actually interesting, right? Because I, I I wasn't me personally, but I think Tati is my better half, and
Better half.
wife to be, and all that stuff. She had a classmate at college, and they were discussing things, and the classmate asked her where, like, her boyfriend is from, where I'm from,
Mhm.
and Tati said that I'm from Kazakhstan, and the girl, the classmate, she was just shocked. She was convinced that the country doesn't actually exist. It was just made up. It was a made up country for a movie, and it's pretty crazy. But at the same time, I know that in Vancouver, there's quite a lot of people from Kazakhstan actually. They like back when I came to Canada, which was almost 11 years ago. Columbia College was the place to go if you are from Kazakhstan and if you want to be in the in your
want to be Canadian.
familiar community. Like a lot of people from Kazakhstan for some reason go to Columbia College, or at least they used to go to. But and in the States as well. I mean, general population, they don't necessarily know about all countries, and perhaps they don't know about Kazakhstan. But when we were in the States, what was it?
Which states have you been to? First of all, not all the states are the same.
What was it?
Not all the cities are the
Was
same.
it Los Angeles? I think it was LA. Was it LA when we've met people from Kazakhstan?
No. In general, which states have you been in states like?
Oh, a lot of them. We went to pretty much the entire West Coast,
So it's
all the way down to
Washington, Oregon, and down the south.
Yeah. So we almost got to the Mexican border basically, and yeah, we've been doing lots of road trips over last couple years. Just get in the car and drive. We would sleep in the car. So yeah, road trips, but not anymore because of coronavirus.
Well, I mean, and regarding the coronavirus, I mean, a lot of people are, as we spoke, kind of frustrated, and it's pretty hard to keep up with your mental kind of health right now, I believe, for a lot of the people. I mean, a lot of the people are really bad to keep up with their mental health during general life, but also sports. Actually, I want to talk about some sports, and you mentioned jiu-jitsu, and how does that work for you, and why would it work for like other people? I want to know some of your opinion. Like, have you done it in the past, or have you just started, and then like how did you get into it?
Well,
would you recommend it to other people?
Let's go from the current state of the question to to the back. So, here's the cat, by the way.
Oh, hi, cat. Hey, cat, do you recognize that I have cats on the screen that are watching you?
Hey, look, cat. There are cats.
Big cat is watching you. Like Big Brother is watching
Big
you.
Brother.
I have big cat watching everyone.
All right. So, well, at this point, it's kind of sad, but obviously all gyms, everything's on shutdown, and obviously, yes, we're trying to do social distancing.
You can't
right?
social distance.
And like
too much.
you can't really get closer to a person. Well, you can be having sex with them, but jiu-jitsu is probably like as close as you can get to a person without having sex with them.
Yeah.
So obviously everything's shut down, and there are our instructor. He's got an Instagram account. He is posting some videos every now and then about like different techniques and different drills. Like a lot of it, like obviously was recorded from before.
Pre-recorded.
And yeah, and I still haven't checked it out, but I saw multiple suggested videos on YouTube about like different jiu-jitsu instructors. They were kind of giving some advice to practitioners on like what to do during the lockdown while you can't really practice with a real human being, and like what are the drills that you can practice by yourself. I still didn't check them out. I wake up, I do 100 push-ups, and I go on with my day. Sometimes I do some more work when I have energy, I guess. But going back to jiu-jitsu, um, I'm still a white belt. I got 3 stripes. I started
How
like
does
I
the
think
system works? What this 3 stripes means? Like, let's
okay.
say if I'm
So
a new guy, I'm coming in. What's going on?
the way it works at my gym and many other gyms is when you are a white belt, you just start. The belt is given to you,
Mhm.
the white belt, no stripes. And as you start attending classes, you obviously get some experience and skills and knowledge and stuff like that. And every 30th class, you sorry, cat is just insane. Every 30th class, you get a stripe. Um, this is kind of like a way for you to mark your own progression, as well as it gives instructors a relative idea about your like skill level and experience and stuff like that. So during the first, so like every 30 classes, and you can do like 3 classes a day if you want to. It's not sustainable. You can't be doing it for very long, but you can do that. But the thing is that you only get one point towards your goal of 30 classes on each day. So like even if you do 3 classes a day, you still get 1 point. Um, so you do this 60 classes, basically, at least 60 classes, um, until you get your second stripe on your belt, which kind of symbolizes that you have practiced enough very basic techniques and very basic drills that you kind of know what to do, or at least you are capable of figuring out what to do when you are rolling with your partner. Or
But what is rolling?
rolling is when you're actually like fighting for real, like
Fighting.
it's a sparring, even like boxing or kickboxing, and then jiu-jitsu is
Oh,
called rolling, because
okay.
you're essentially rolling. Yeah, when I was just starting out, when I was looking at videos of like really high level jiu-jitsu practitioners, when they roll, it to me it literally looks like they are like like 2 insects, and and they're rolling and they're fighting, and like, because I saw how insects fight, like like ants and stuff, like they grab each other and they just like roll and rotate and spin and all that stuff. So maybe that's kind of
Interesting. Yeah.
shows you the way it looks. But yeah, and after you get, like I said, after you get your second stripe, you get to participate in rolling and like more advanced classes, more advanced techniques and stuff like that. Then you get to your so you go 2 more stripes after that, so you can be a white belt and 4 stripes, and then you have to do an exam. You have to pass the test where instructors will evaluate what you have learned so far. How is your progress? How is your understanding of techniques? How is your endurance, which is crucial. It's crazy how important endurance was. Like endurance is still my the weakest point, I think. It just takes so much energy when you actually do it for real. When you're trying to basically kill each other, like get each other's in a choke, or like break each other's arms, stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. So when you do when you pass the test exam, you receive your blue belt. And after that, the system works in a similar way. Only thing that changes at our gym is that you have to attend 60 classes. So you have to have the 60 points before you get your next stripe. So each belt will have 4 stripes, and then you do the another exam, and then you transition into the next belt. So it goes white, blue, purple, brown, black.
And each belt has like 3 stripes, right?
So you can have 4 stripes on your belt. On your black belt, I'm not to I haven't really looked into how exactly stripes work on a black belt. Um, don't want to get into it because I will probably screw it up. I remember what stripes mean on a karate belt. Like when you're a black belt and you get your stripes, it shows you your mastery level. I don't know how long you have to work for each stripe, but that's kind of how it works. I assume it's somewhat similar situation in jiu-jitsu.
It takes pretty long time to basically get
Yeah,
some sort of.
it takes a long time. I think it was average is about 8 years till you get to your black belt, and that's considering that you are actually training very consistently. You don't like you do it like I don't know 3-4 times a week kind of thing. Um, some people are very talented and very dedicated, and one way or the other, they have an opportunity to practice jujitsu on a daily basis and for many hours. Like maybe they don't work, or maybe like they have enough money to do it. Like you combine that time plus the talent, and some people get to the black belt. I think I can't remember the fastest one. It was something like about 3 years, so quite a lot quicker than typical. But yeah, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of dedication to it. What was I? So yeah, I started pretty like I got 3 stripes. So technically that means I have attended at least 90 classes. So I'm like about 90 hours in a way, which doesn't sound like a lot until you actually spend 90 hours doing it. Like it's like even that takes the mental strength to do. And as far as I know, like being a white belt uh, is this not only it challenges you physically because you're learning the new skill, but it also really challenges you mentally, because when you're a white belt, especially like at our gym, um, when you just get into rolling, or like any other gym as well, actually, when you just get into rolling, you are getting dominated by pretty much everyone because you have no idea what's going on in a way that you know your techniques, you know your drills, but applying your knowledge in like like a real life situation, like a real role, man, it takes some time to get used to. Um, but yeah, but you were asking like why I started this. Um, I was having real troubles with like uh, how do you call that? Like I wasn't sure about myself. I wasn't confident. You know, I didn't have the man strength, like core. Like I was I, I kind of grew up, but I was still like in a way like a teenager in the head. Like some parts of it, like didn't have this drive in me. Like and like didn't have the shadow, the dark part. Okay, everyone has it, but I really wasn't confident that that dark side of me is actually worth anything. Maybe that's the reason why.
What exactly you mean by dark side? Let's. What is this? Is it like Yoda and Darth Vader, or what exactly are we talking about here? It's actually I'll interrupt quickly. Not really everyone able to admit this in themselves, because this is like the first step to learn anything, that is to admit that you have some problem, or maybe
Yeah.
something is going on, and this is actually the start for everything, regardless like what you do after. Would it be jiu-jitsu or anything else, depend on your problem as well. But this is like, I believe this is super cool, and a lot of people really don't get that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Sometimes you realize it yourself. Sometimes somebody helps.
Somebody tells you, yeah, helps.
And yeah, like as soon as you admit that you have a problem, like this is the huge step. Right? Without admitting it, you can fix it.
So and then you went into jiu-jitsu. You decided that you'll give it a try, right?
yeah. Well, I like initially I started at a gym that it's not the same one I go to right at this point. Um, I started off with doing both kickboxing and jiu-jitsu. So I was working on my striking because when I just joined, I'm like, okay, that's my that's my opportunity to learn like the techniques of how to actually strike a person properly, all the body movement and stuff like that. So I started off with that and jiu-jitsu. So I was doing both for some time. Um, eventually, I kind of it was a sloppy time. I wasn't dedicated enough, and um, eventually I only was doing jiu-jitsu. But the like going back to the dark side, it's I guess that the way to put it in a way is
Hey,
cat
cat,
is right there.
here's the dark side. Came to the camera.
Yeah, it's something that um, shows itself in moments when everything might go to shit real quickly. So like it's the it's something that protects you and your kin, your like people around you, people that are valuable to you. Um, it's the it's the inner strength and inner, you know, um, not only perception but knowledge that in case something goes down, you can be the one making a choice which way it goes
So it's not
because
really
you're fit.
dark sides. It's actually kind of, you
It's
call
not
it
fair.
dark side, but it's not a dark side, right?
It's yeah. I mean, if you are like if you are on the dark side all the time, then you are probably a criminal, a douchebag at least.
Okay.
So it's like there's a like I think being harmless is not a good thing. It's
Being what? Sorry, didn't hear.
being harmless. So like not capable, not able to do any harm to someone or something. So when a guy is harmless, it means that especially if he knows that he is harmless, he will avoid any kind of confrontation at all costs, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows he will try to reason with people all the time, just doing everything to just avoid confrontation. And sometimes you can see it when guys making up explanations of why they didn't really do anything or stuff like that. But being able to cause harm and control it is something that I definitely aim for, and I think it's something that all, especially men, I guess, have to aim for. So being able to stand up for yourself, for your family, for your friends, um, is that like you got to be able to do it. You just have to. It's
Mentally helps a lot. Yeah, I actually
for
agree.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, Canadian regulations not really enforcing this. I mean, they're not really, for this type of behavior. But and I mean, there are different situations for sure when you need to defend yourself and stuff like that. When
Well, obviously, but like
and
realistically, sorry for interrupting. Like especially in first world countries and very developed like Canada and States and Europe and stuff, the ability to defend yourself is not the primary objective,
Mhm.
but what really valuable is that what comes with it, with your understanding that you can cause harm, you can defend yourself. um, it's like, you know, when you have a really fast car, like when I had a really quick car, I was typically driving like so chill, so relaxed, because I knew like I wasn't racing with anyone. I wasn't trying to prove to anyone that my car is faster than theirs, as opposed to when I had a like a slower car, but I wanted to look quick and like, yeah, well, I would race people. I would make like back in the day like Facebook posts that, you know, today I was like racing with the Mustang and like I won and stuff like that. Say like it's stupid because I was like probably like
It was,
going back to reasoning, like you do it because you're not confident, so you need
yeah,
this external confirmation of what
approval.
you think of yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you have a quick car, you like, just don't give a fuck. You just, you know, whatever. And yeah, like that's what's valuable. What comes with the ability, it changes your mentality. You get more confident. You get more, you know, like strong mentally. You're able to endure more physically and mentally. Because like for example, in case of jiu-jitsu, like when you're rolling, you're essentially trying to kill each other. So when you go out from the gym and somebody cuts you off on the way back home, you're like, man, this is nothing. I was just I was just like somebody was just trying to kill me, and this guy just cuts me off. Like whatever, I don't care. And it just translates to so many different parts of life. It's good. I think you will live longer if your head is like this. It should makes you calmer.
And probably makes you a lot more resistant to stress in general from people and
Yeah, yeah.
in negotiation scenarios like with different, I don't know, business work, government entities and stuff like that. I mean, that's how I see it. Can work pretty good in this case.
For sure, for
More
sure.
about,
Because you know, like sometimes, like I had this thought some time ago. Um, like realistically speaking, if you theoretically, if you discount, if you don't think about any legal unlawful behavior or like being like violence and stuff like that and punishment, like realistically, if you get in an argument with somebody or like a confrontation where you're trying to decide which way to go, uh, if you can beat beat that guy's ass, technically you're the one that is going to be leading the way. So like if you go down to like this primal way of solving the conflict and arguments, like you just you just got to be physically stronger, like than like or be able to win in the physical confrontation. And like, you can just kill your guy and, you know, go your way.
I hope we will not go to jail from YouTube. Someone see this stuff. But no, that's interesting. But no, actually, I think martial arts helps as well, and a lot of people might be much more calm and much more, you know, settle down to earth and much more realistic when they'll start
Hmm.
doing it. And I mean, in your work life, do you see also like what kind of effect was was there any effect from jiu-jitsu in your work life?
Yeah, it's well, primarily what I was lacking and what I was finding with jiu-jitsu is confidence. Right? It just it's like a general term, but it really applied to a lot of aspects of life, including the fact that that I started the business. Like I've talked to some people like friends and whatnot. Um, when people find out that I started a business in here in like Canada, Vancouver, what you're not even like Canadian resident and stuff like that. For a lot of people, it's a little bit shocking, right? Because they think it's very difficult and it's so risky and stuff like that and challenging. Like to me, it wasn't at all, because like in my head, I was I knew that I just have to do it, because just having a job was not sustainable for me. Like I couldn't get over being micromanaged and like told what to do and stuff like that. You know, like to me, it wasn't even a consideration. Like I knew, like, okay, if I want to make money, I have to make money to to keep to keep living and stuff. And but having a job just wasn't the way to do it. So so that, and just in general, like before, I was like I was describing to people, I would do, if not everything, but a lot to avoid conflict and confrontation. Like I had a story from a long time ago, maybe like 10 years ago or something like that. It was we were downtown, we were like late night and a bunch of drunk people, and we went to get some pizza on some Granville Street. Like we get some pizza, and I was sitting, I think it was I was sitting at the table, and Tati was paying for pizza, getting pizza, and some random drunk guy, like he said something to her, like Kiriko or something, and I heard it, but I didn't do anything. I didn't even, like, nothing. And when Tati got to the table, she's like, "Did you hear that?" I'm like, "No, what happened?" So like I pretended that I didn't even hear it because I was ashamed to, first of all, to admit that I did it, and I did it because I didn't want to didn't want to get into a conflict, and I didn't want to do that because I knew that I would have no chance, despite the guy being drunk. Um,
What's going on?
Tati, no, nah, Tati was asking for a vape, but it's done. We don't have any more juice, and that's the last bottle, and we're not getting any more because we are all afraid of coronavirus, and we know that apparently, like smoking cigarettes and vaping and stuff like that really puts you under into a risk.
The hook, right?
Yeah.
You can just quit smoking then.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to stop doing it for quite some time. We just never, just kept doing it because it was just a stupid habit. We used to smoke, but
everyone used to smoke, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
Everyone in their life, one way.
I quit smoking because I started jiu-jitsu.
Here we go.
Yeah. I started training and I was just suffocating after 35 seconds into a rolling session. Like, okay, well, either I smoke or I practice jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And it was just that decision, that it wasn't even a decision to me. It was like obvious. Like without with this type of lack of confidence, life would be so shitty. So I either have a shitty life or a smoke. So
that's not even a choice. And
yeah.
Interesting. You're saying that, like, the way to get a confidence, and why do you think some people like get it early in their childhood, some people maybe get it later, some people actually never get it? What is the reason? And like, is it some kind of your inner in DNA, that ability to get that confidence, or is it just like a skill like every other skill? And what impacts it the most? Like, for example, what I'm saying is, like, a lot of the guys, they'll feel confident because they have really beautiful girl that they are dating. A lot of the people will not feel confidence because of this. They will feel confidence because they have I don't know, a lot of money. Other guys would feel more confident when they have a car, or other guy would just be confident with themselves. I believe that the last one is like the part where you want to be, but how do you really get there? So, like, what do you think here?
Well, I think it's combination of, like, how do you have it, why do you have it, and why some people don't have it, right? I think it's combination of nature and nurture. So some of it is probably in your DNA, like maybe. From what I know, the big impact, the big reason why some people are like more confident than others is the upbringing.
Is the what?
Upbringing. So when you were growing up, if you were in like during your childhood, if you were in a, constantly in situations when you were like in some kind of conflict, like when you were fighting with somebody, or like if you're your friends were fighting and you were there and stuff like that. So like if you got used to the conflict, then most of the time you're not looking to avoid it. And because maybe sometimes, especially when you're a kid, sometimes you didn't know that you can avoid it, or like you didn't have a choice but to participate in the conflict, so you get used to it, and with it comes some kind of a physical skill, like some kind of like some muscle memory builds up to that the kind of triggers this dark side when you're angry and when you're like defending yourself, like kicking someone's ass. So it's that. But when you're saying like some people are confident because of money or cars or like a wife or career or money, honestly, I think it's all kind of fake comparing to like confidence in self. Is I think I went through this stage at some point in life as well when my confidence and my identity was so tied to my car that when I wouldn't have my car, or when I wouldn't be able to drive it for like some time, like I would physically change, like
Wow.
mentally change. Like I would be like a little bit more unsure about everything, a little bit more like anxious.
Your body would be like this, right?
Yeah.
What's going on around?
Yeah. And then I get in my car and I start driving it, and like kind of comes back, and I feel cool, and I feel like, yeah.
This is me now, right?
Yeah, but realistically, like you take my car away from me, take money away, take anything else you think that you feel confident because of, and your confidence is gone. So like it's something.
It wasn't
It's not it's not permanent enough. So just it's got to be inside.
But do you think we can develop it?
For sure. Look at me. For sure.
I mean, I can't really read
sure
your mind. I don't know. Like, for me, it's actually pretty hard to understand mental and emotional state of other people. Like, for example, when I look at you now and I look at you before, to me, it's probably the same guy for some reason.
Yeah. Because we were not in situations together when
Maybe.
like we had to show our like characters.
Yeah.
Um,
Because we mostly were just having like,
yeah, we're just chilling, right?
parties,
We're just chilling, but
this.
it's
That's true.
but really like your head changes, like it's like a lot of things you don't even consider that you are not able to do them. Like would it be something to do for business, for a house, or like for just something in general, like even driving sometimes, like just the like you can do it. It's just a matter of you starting doing it and you just get there.
Interesting.
And like even that, it's not only about yeah, I'm gonna go to the bar, and if something happens, and I'm gonna be the one to decide who goes to the hospital type thing. Like it's not that. It's not only that, I guess.
It just, I guess, like when you do not worry, when you make a decision and you do not really back at those decisions, kind of, okay, you just like make a decision and you live the consequences, kind of this part of
I
mentality.
just I just came up with a thought that I think really like kind of works, at least in my head. It's like when you have it, you know that there are less reasons that you might die. You know, it's like you're
Yeah.
not as anxious about just things. It's just you're more
Mhm.
calm, you're more focused, and you know that you're capable of things.
Interesting. During the last maybe couple of years, you've changed a lot, and why is that happened that quickly? Why before? Uh,
Mm.
why it didn't happen before?
Um, I think,
Was
well,
there
the main reason is the relationship, um, because the person that I have with me is, she's honest, and she is critical but honest, and like she was really helping me to like navigate in this mess that I have in my head. And we're kind of going back to like trying to figure out trying to figure out like I was trying to figure out for myself like what is the reason, why am I missing these things that seem to, like, now they seem to me that you just have to have them. Like you have to be like, if you're a guy, like you have to be a man, right? Like I didn't know what it is to be a man, like to be responsible, to be um resilient and strong and supportive and stuff like that. And in my case, it's most likely it's my upbringing, like going back to my childhood. uh, I wasn't really inside of many conflicts. Like I was in private school. My parents were pretty like well off. Um, like a lot of things were solved for me without me having to. Well, it's not like they were spoiling me too much, but I had like decent people around me that were not really doing too many stupid things, and they they wouldn't be getting into like fights and stuff like that. Um, so that wasn't like, basically I wasn't getting this exposure to the threats of the world. And my parents are, they have like their connection, and they're like, it was weird because they are so different from one another. Like my dad is pretty straightforward. He's, like, you can say he's pretty traditional. um Whereas my mom is, she's very abstract. So they were always having problems, like, with just basic communication, and like different values. And they lasted for 12 years, and then they got a divorce, which is like really surprising that they could last for this long, being this different from one another.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure that this type of family situation contributed to this confusion in character development.
What's going on, right?
So, like, a lot of things I was left to figure out on my own, but at the same time I was not inside of the environment where I was able to figure them out properly. And then they moved to Canada when I was 17, so basically right after the high school. And this environment is completely different from like environment in my hometown in Almaty. Um, so it's like from one greenhouse to, was it greenhouse?
Greenhouse, yeah.
Like from one greenhouse to another greenhouse,
Another greenhouse.
and then and then I started with, like, obviously started living living by ourselves, and responsibility was coming towards me.
Just
and
over.
and I was like, okay, what do I do with you? Like, well, I guess I guess I'll just put you aside and, figure it out at some point. um so a lot of these kinds of findings were done over the last couple of years. And um I also trained myself to be able to, put my ego aside,
Uh-huh.
because my ego was perhaps overinflated for no good reason. So, um,
Sorry to interrupt.
and
Actually, interesting how, like, uh, when you are too much into greenhouse, not good, and when you are too much into the bed space is also not good.
yeah,
You can start, being
hmm
bullied and
hmm
stuff like that. So you need to have kind of that middle situation. A lot
yeah,
of people actually don't have it. They either have one or another, which is also
hmm
kind of big problem. Let's say uh, in Canadian schools we have, and in states we have all those anti-bullying programs, which is cool. But what do we get instead? How do we train ourselves? Like, I mean, sports is one great thing, but not a lot of people like sports. Some people just stay
hmm
home and don't do anything with their mental health, mental strengths. Which
this type of a um, situation where this super cliche phrase fits really well. This it's all about finding the balance. but, but yeah, it's weird. Like I hear a lot of stories of how people that had a pretty fucked up childhood, they um they grew up kind of weird and crazy, like in a not in a mental disorder type crazy, but they're they're like a little strange. But and this uniqueness that they grow up with because of their upbringing, because of a lot of fucked up things were happening in the childhood, it made them somewhat special, and they achieved something. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them,
some of them just
they yeah, they just break, and nothing good comes out of it. But and at the same time, you can see people that are from the greenhouse. They like no motivation, no real skill of figuring out like complicated things. So I mean, when I will be a parent, I will I will do everything to to help, I guess, my kids to not get in too much of a trouble. But for example, I'm not planning on telling them that you cannot try, like, for example, drugs or alcohol, or else I will I'll probably like explain to them, like, you'll be out there in the world, and there are certain things in there. Some of them are, you know, more dangerous than others, and you just have to be responsible. Like, I think this is the one of the keys for sure. Like, teaching and knowing yourself that it starts with you. It starts with your personal responsibility. Your responsibility for yourself, then to your family, to, like, to your little community that you have around you. But it's like, instead of blaming the world for your shitty life, you know, you don't do that. You have to start with yourself. So I'll try to explain to my kids, like, I'll teach them. I'll start teaching them about their personal responsibility. It's like, as soon as I will figure, they will probably understand it. And because I think it's wrong to, like, prohibit them from what prohibit them from, like, taking drugs. Just, like, tell them that they are out there. Some things can happen to you that will break you, will break your life. There's a chance. Oops,
camera.
camera. So you have to be responsible.
I don't know. Actually, here I don't even know how to. I've never really thought about this. How to talk to the kid about this. But to me, I actually have no idea. It's probably super hard to protect your kid right now from all this stuff. But yeah, I agree that like overprotecting does actually even worse, because
Helicopter parent.
they would like to try it, and they will, like, I mean, just knowing yourself, when someone protects you something, you're like, hey guys, bye. I'm gonna try it
Yeah.
tomorrow. Like, okay, there are. I actually googled some weird patterns today. There are some crazy stuff. I'll show you. Mustache guard.
What is that for?
That's actually real patterns that exist.
Oh.
So some guy named Gates, not Bill, but yeah, I'm not sure. Why would you need it though? What do you want to guard your mustache from?
I don't know. From snow? I guess that never took off. Oh, there you go. Promises to keep your mustache out of harm's way whilst overindulging. Ah, okay. So it's when you eat a lot.
Ah, okay. So you don't do this, I guess.
Uh,
There are some other pretty cool.
Device for waking persons from sleep, aka alarm.
Probably.
But something. Oh look, it's like something falls down on your head when the alarm goes off. Yeah. Automatically release and fall in sleeper's face. What is it? Set of small blocks made of light wood, preferably cork. Honestly, if it's just like, a bunch of like wine corks or something, I don't think that would wake me up. Patent application notes that the blocks upon impacting sleeper's face cause pain. I don't know, corks.
Maybe were they? I wonder. Those are pretty old ones. Like, I mean, for sure they are, but this is like funny. Let's see.
Why don't you just electrocute yourself?
Huh?
Why don't you just like electrocute yourself every time alarm goes off?
Yeah.
Couple of wires connected to your nipples and they electrocute you.
Maybe you can electric yourself, and then you would just die. Too risky.
Animal
Ear protection. No, this is like some weird stuff. Oh, here we go. Anti-eating face mask.
Oh.
Like coronavirus mask, That's actually quite recent. Look, it's 1982. That's like super surprising.
Like to stop obesity spread or something.
Yeah. Exposed
See,
to
like this is
such as chef, cooks, restaurant personnel, or the like. Imagine the restaurant where all the cooks are wearing these masks. I mean, this is super weird.
what? The restaurant personnel, so that they're not eating the food that they're cooking.
Yeah, so it's for, if you are chef and you are super, obsessed to try to eat something.
No, man. If you are a chef or like if you are any type of cook,
you need to actually try what you eat.
Yeah, you need to try it. Like if you're
I used
making
to
a
work in
sauce
the
or
kitchen,
something.
actually. I used to work in the kitchen. Everyone eats, everyone tries everything, and this is like normal environment.
I mean, like if you're spitting in your customer's food, then you're just dick, right? But you don't do that.
What you do is you generally prepare what you eat in order to understand how good it is, so you can serve it to clients.
Yeah.
That's not about spitting. Like, you don't eat customers food, but you just prepare this similar dish, like, kind of in order to train. And what the fuck is this? Greenhouse helmet? You have some kind like, some people are actually, imagine there was a person who actually seriously was, because you patent stuff in order to, if you are afraid that someone would, invent it and then sell it and then, sells your idea. And some people actually think that this is a genius kind of, and there are even names for those people. Actually, here we go, right? Waldemar
Waldemar.
Anguita, and this guy is Lucy L. Barmy. It's a girl. She probably done it for her husband or something.
He couldn't stop shoving stuff
Yeah,
in
guy was
midnight.
just like eating all the time.
It's weird that they have what is it? That's a cactus, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Why
Am
cut?
I wrong? I think cactus doesn't even produce that much oxygen.
No, it should produce the oxygen
No, I
because
mean it does, but it's like I think it was very minimal.
I don't
Like
I don't know.
I remember when I was a kid, uh, my my grandmother, she was saying how it's good to put a cactus next to your
Computer
the computer monitor, yeah, because apparently it absorbs something. What was
radiate.
it
Yeah,
absorbing?
I've heard that stuff as well. And this is kind of weird. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know about cactus.
Well, I guess for this
See,
particular guy, it's to absorb his ideas, so because they're too radioactive and too weird. But like actually, okay, let's see. The holiday season can be intense. What is it even? Lightheaded in the lines.
designed to breathe oxygen given off by plants. The invention is equipped with hearing and speaking devices, so singing jingle bells won't be a problem. Wow.
Weird. Sweatpants.
Sled pants.
Okay, that could be pretty cool actually. Instead of
Why?
snowboard.
Instead of snowboard? What do you mean?
Like, I mean, this is what you do with them, right? You probably go down from the mountain on the snow, because where else could you sled? It's 1996 brand.
Down the hill, we were doing some what is it? What's the word? Sledding
Yeah, sled is when you slide.
down the hill on the Central Park. There are some couple of hills, sliding down like we were kids.
This fashionable construction comprising a seat to slide on and the leg and waist straps to keep you secure in place wherever may come. This is actually crazy. Imagine you going like from the mountain super quick
Yeah.
and then you start rolling over. Then you have no, you first of all you are in the super weird position. You cannot control anything.
Once you've reached your destination, simply fold the lower portion of the sled up and walk proudly to your office.
Where is that? Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Like folding bike for winter for people that live on the hill and they need to go down the hill to get to work or something, and then you have to. How much does this thing weigh? You think?
Depend from what it's made of. I don't know.
What is it?
Do they
Probably
actually
wool.
sell them? Hold on, let me check.
Sled pants. Oh, they're making.
Yeah, they sell them. Uh, no, they sell kind of for kids, I believe. That looks super weird.
Oh, it's just just the ass pieces attached to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, this is kind of simple. That's it for the sled pants. Okay, hold on, let me. I have something else here. Leaf grabbing trousers. It's if you are a gardener at home. That saddle. Actually kind of cute. Why that saddle? Why not, I don't know, mom saddle? That's like sexism kind of.
Still, yeah, you won't be able to sell it today. You'll get out the outrage.
Yeah. The crispy cereal server. What is this? So look, you pour milk here and you put cereal here, and then you just dump the cereal into the milk while you eat them. This is so dumb.
At first, I thought this was something interesting because I thought it was like some convenient way to, you know, grab the cereal and put it into the bowl. But then like, okay, well, why not just pour it out from the box? I mean.
Oh yeah, here we go. Greenhouse helmet again. Really cool shoes. Okay. Air conditioner shoes. Look.
How did we get here?
I just prepared it before we start. I thought it would be cool to discuss because there are a lot of, you know.
I think we're just looking at this and just kind of laughing.
No, yeah.
How did we get here? It's a simulation.
So yeah, those are shoes with the air conditioner. And, automatic petter. Wow. Cool.
If you don't have time to pet your pet, don't get a pet.
Yeah, exactly. Sled free. Okay, sled pants. Banana suitcase.
Terrible. Weird.
Well, I mean, people tend to do a lot of weird stuff all the time. I mean, some people drink bleach against coronavirus. Some people do some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you thirsty? Got some Lysol. There you go.
Yeah. Crazy patents. Okay, here's your Instagram.
Oh yeah, hello. Oh yeah, for your listeners, I have a car wrap shop. We change colors of cars and protect them with paint protection film. So yeah, in case you have a white car and you are tired of it, you don't like the white anymore, we can make it red. And when you feel that your red car doesn't stand out from the rest of the red cars on the road, we can make it more special so that it stands out better.
You guys do any type of cars, right?
Yeah, a bunch of different cars. I used to work for a commercial wrap company that they would be doing trucks, trailers, walls, and offices and different signage. And I wanted to do something cooler, something to do with these types of cars, more interesting projects. And yeah, started my own gig.
Which color was that Bentley before?
No, this Bentley this is its original color, but it's now fully protected with the paint protection film. It's the transparent film. It's designed to protect the car against rock chips and scratches and scuffs.
So let's say
into
rocks go into it. Will it like not scratch it, or will you
yeah,
just?
yeah. So like it's the what is it called? The way it's made, it's 8 mil thick,
Mhm.
and the main thickness is it's a PVC layer, and it's flexible, so it's soft.
Oh, so
It's
basically,
like it's really just soft. So like you when a rock flies into your bumper or something, it basically just bounces off the film.
interesting. Okay.
Bounces off the film, and like if you
And
if
then
you
film
accident,
just goes back, right, to normal.
huh?
Film just goes back to normal after it, and it's like because if it's soft, I imagine that like by physics of it, it goes in and then it goes out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if
yeah,
you put something on the cushion and then take it away
yeah,
from.
yeah. And like if you accidentally scratch the car or somebody scratches the car, would it be like with a key,
Mm-hmm.
some haters, or I don't know, a wall in the parking lot? A lot of times, most of the time, when your car is PPF'd, it's the film that takes the damage. So like, it will take the scratch on itself, but the original surface paint of the car will not be damaged. So you will need to just replace the film as opposed to repainting the, say, the door.
And film is just like small piece, right? And just wherever you can put it back inside, or do you have to replace the whole panel on the door, for example, if it's got
Yeah,
scratched?
you need to replace the whole panel, obviously, because
Mhm.
it's all done in one piece per panel, so that, well, most of it is one piece per panel, um, so it looks original. So you don't like when the PPF project is completed, it looks like we haven't done anything,
Interesting.
as opposed to like color change wrap. Um,
What was this color
this
originally?
is also paint protection film. So like see, like go back and up.
Uh-huh.
Just click on something, one of the projects, so you can see in the title, satin black wrap,
Mm-hmm.
ceramic pro and red accents and chrome leaf. So this car was originally just gloss black, and
Those are the
we've made it this satin black with the red accents, and
super cool.
everything that was chrome on the car. So like the mirrors and trims and stuff, door handles, and that is now gloss black.
I like those red ones there. Look super cool. And that
Yeah,
sign.
kind of catchy.
I'll see that. So most of them you do Teslas, or is it just because
Teslas is just very popular,
very popular? Yeah, I guess.
very popular. There's so many of them.
We
Like
will have all
the
Teslas soon.
first time I saw like Tesla Model 3 was when was it? Maybe 5 or 6 years? No, when was it?
I don't know. It was
Anyways,
pretty
any
recent. It was a couple of years ago.
I think it was a bit more than 2 years. Well, anyways, like the first one I saw in San Francisco. Like, oh yeah, like a lot of them, and I haven't seen any in Vancouver. And then at some point, I think it was like the summer of last year, is when I started seeing a lot of Teslas, especially Model 3s. It's like, see, like they made it very affordable here as well. So pretty much, like last time I was asking them about the financing options.
How much is
It
it right now?
it basically costs you like $600 a month,
Really?
and the yeah, like $600 a month, and pretty much anyone, well, not anyone, but majority of people that have some income, they are able to get the financing program. There are incentives that governments provide, and
So
so
it's on less than 600, right?
no, like everything altogether is 600. But the thing is that you need to like give like I think it was like $2,500 down payment, and then there's a government gives another I think it was $5,000 or $7,500. So
Hmm.
you end up you end up with a much bigger down payment for the car.
Okay,
So that allows you to get the financing because you have such a big down payment.
it's interesting. Yeah, there are a lot of stuff going on actually. There's this electric cars and Elon Musk's and Tesla in general, and what he does is super cool.
Yeah,
Hmm. And you
yeah,
guys
it's interesting.
you have some special services for Tesla as well. It's like basically.
Yeah, this is what we thought Teslas are becoming so popular, and we had lots of people asking about different things, and I thought we'll make it more appealing to Tesla owners if we have a special section on the website, so they will feel a little bit special. But like Model 3 market is kind of weird locally. Like a lot of Model 3s are around, but their owners typically, I don't know, some of them are kind of difficult to deal with because they get Model 3, which is a cool car. But like I was saying, it's pretty easy to get the car because of the financing options and relative affordability. So they get the cool car and some of them they wanna do cool things with it. Like they wanna wrap it and protect it and do the chrome delete and ceramic coating and stuff like that. But it's pretty expensive to do all of those things. And
At once.
they're always looking for the best deal possible, which because of that, like a lot of wrap shops they try to adjust and they drive their prices down, and then the whole market goes down, market prices go down, and at some point I've made the decision that I don't want to chase that market because it's just not worth the time. It takes a lot of time to say wrap a car, a lot of patience, and it's a pretty high skill trade. So you don't want to be giving what you can do for
Yeah,
free.
you don't
It's
want to
not
give shitty jobs basically to people. It's true.
yeah. So like they want top quality, but they don't want to pay so much for it. But it's okay. Some of them are some of the owners of Model 3s they're like super cool. They uh they understand the craft. They understand the art of it. And well, that's my car.
Yeah.
And they're willing to pay money for it.
Oh,
Hmm.
cool. What is it? Midnight almost here. We have late night
Yeah,
talks.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like like I was saying, it's super cool that you pulled things together to actually start doing these. It's really cool, and we'll just we'll try to work with our schedules better so we have more time when we are more energetic and stuff like that when we'll have to wake up tomorrow. All right, good
Long,
start.
but good start. We spent 2 hours today almost in conversation.
Yeah, not bad.
We start 10:15. Now it's 12 o'clock, midnight almost. So
And just like Joe Rogan always points out at the end of the podcast, time flies by very quickly.
time flies by really quickly. Yeah, in
Yeah,
general, time flies by really quickly.
like when you're engaged, right? Anyways, yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very much.
doing it. Looking forward for more.
Okay, good.
All right.
And
Have a
there
good
you
night.
are.